Today is the day you all have been waiting for. It is our edible color wheel. So if you guys could all pull out your guided notes, we're gonna go over this together, fill in some of the blanks if you don't know the answers. Based on the pre-assessment that you all filled out on the Google form, I see that you guys have had a very diverse background in art education. I know you came from 5 different elementary schools. So now that we are all in 6th grade, I want to get everyone back on the same page. So first we're talking about the primary colors. And you can see mine here in my colored frosting. So you probably learned in elementary school, based on the results of the pre-assessment, that the traditional primary colors are red, yellow, and blue, which is our first bullet point here in our guided notes. You may or may not have heard of the CMYK colors, the colors used in digital and print. These are colors that you see in the frosting here, and we do focus on them a lot, especially now that it's 2018. And let's face it, most of the stuff that we make is going to be printed out and not painted by hand. Signs that you see on storefronts are no longer hand painted. So I'm going to show you how vibrant these colors can be. Instead of using the traditional red and the traditional blue, we have a cyan and a magenta. So the CMYK colors are magenta, yellow, and then this third one is a variation of blue called cyan, C-Y-A-N. And you might have heard those color names if you've ever had to go to Office Max or Staples or order ink online if your colored printer runs out of ink. You might have also seen these notifications on your computer if one of your ink cartridges are low at home. Here is a quick visual for you, and you can see the cyan, magenta, and yellow are being mixed to create these next colors. The next set of colors is called secondary colors. Primary is first, secondary is second. Okay? Before we move on to that, I want you guys to answer why the primary colors are important. If you only have $3 and you are going to the craft store to buy paint, always buy the primary colors. Why? You can make any other colors using those primaries. Do not spend your money on an orange or a violet. You can't create other colors from that. You can't pull a yellow out of an orange. It just doesn't work like that. All right, so now moving on to the secondary colors down here. We are using the color wheel for reference, and yes, my color wheel is the traditional color, so you see the red, yellow, and blue. And basically, the second bullet point is you want to mix half and half of a primary to create a secondary. For example, to make orange, I need to mix blank and blank. So go ahead and use the color wheel provided. Here's orange. So in order to create an orange, you need to mix the 2 primary colors. So the primary colors here, closest to orange, are yellow and red. That is how you make orange. Pretty simple, primary, secondary, and then the third one is tertiary. Tertiary, or intermediate colors, are the third colors. So I will explain how to make them, but first, a fun fact, tertiary is one of the 10 most common mispronounced words. So if you can't say it, don't worry about it. I can't say it either. It's hard. Sometimes I like to just call them intermediate, but for you guys to make sense of, primary means first, secondary means second, and tertiary means third. You may say intermediate. So, for example, red-orange is a tertiary color, and it is 75% red and 25% of what other color? So remember, hypothetically, we're only having the primary colors. So, according to the color wheel, I have red-orange right here. So 75% red, and then the 25% is going to be yellow. Okay, not orange. Don't get that mixed up with orange, because hypothetically we only have the primary colors to work with. So if blue-green is a color that is mostly blue, yellow-green is a color that is mostly again, only focusing on the primary colors, it's mostly yellow. Okay? Finally, the final color family that we have is a result of mixing all 3 of these primaries together, and we'll place that cookie right here in the middle. That, according to the key, is a neutral. So mixing the primaries together, you can make various browns or grays, neutral colors, colors that come from nature. All right, so we are going to get started making our edible color wheel. So this is food coloring mixed with frosting. So everything is completely edible. And thank you all for washing your hands as soon as you came into the room today. So there are 3 people in your group, number 1, 2, and 3, and I've already given you those numbers, so make sure you hold on to those in your memory. And we're gonna start with number 1 is going to be creating the oranges. Number 2 is going to be creating the greens. And number 3 is going to be creating the violets. Okay? So I'm going to be acting the part of number 1. So before we do anything, we need to put the frosting on all of the primary colors. So divide this up with your group. Presentation counts. We will be photographing this. So yellow. Don't contaminate your popsicle sticks. Keep the pink stick in the pink frosting. Keep the yellow stick in the yellow frosting, and so on. And these are in no particular order, just on the primaries. And there we go. So I'm number 1, I'm going to be creating the orange. So the orange is going to go between the yellow and the magenta. But there's 3 slots here. This one is for the secondary color, which is just orange. The triangle is for the tertiary color, which is going to be yellow orange and magenta orange, or red orange, as you see on this color wheel that you're using for reference. If you'd like to put it in the same order, that would probably be a little bit more help, so you have a visual. So in this cup, I'm going to begin creating the oranges. Now, it's very simple to make a color darker. It's hard to make it lighter. So we're going to start with the lightest orange first. So to create the lightest orange, which is going to be yellow orange, we're going to start right here. It's going to be 75% yellow and 25% of which color? Refer to your guided notes. Good. So 75% yellow and 25% of the magenta. So I have a nice amount of yellow in here, and I'm just going to do 1 scoop of magenta, mix it up, and make sure that it's different enough from the yellow. And it definitely is. I see a nice light orange. Here is our yellow orange, and it actually matches the color of vanilla wafer. Pretty spot on. There we go. Place that right there. There's our first color. The second one is just going to be orange, so I'm just going to add a little bit more of the pink. So ideally this would be 50% magenta, 50% yellow. Mix it up. Again, making sure that it's closer to the magenta than it is to the yellow. We want it to be different from the yellow orange that we just created. Test it out. Might even want to look at it on here and see if it's dark enough. I think that looks good. There we go. And then lastly, we're creating the magenta orange, which is ideally 75% magenta and 25% yellow. So it's mostly magenta. So I'm going to make this. Mix it, make sure it's nice and consistent. And there we go. So now you'll see that it gradually goes from yellow, yellow orange, orange, magenta orange to magenta. You're going to use this same concept to create the violet and the green. Again, referring to here for proper placement, but it's mostly just trial and error. And number 1s are working on the orange, number 2s are working on the greens, number 3s are working on the violets. The best part is, once you're done, all of this can go in your belly. Mmm! Delicious!